Were you guys ever like playing a game and then you just kind of think like to yourself, this game fucking sucks? Yeah, that's kind of like why I made this video. Like, I was really contemplating making this video, like why I make this video in the first place, but I really want to talk about like what in-game has become over the past few months. Recently, it really became hard for me to play in-game. Like, it just takes effort to play the game. Like, it's, games are supposed to, take stress off of you, like, but to play in-game, like, either I'm trying to make a video or something, like, I have to put effort into it, and that's not what I like when I play games, That's why I'm gonna be talking about why in-game, like, became so stale and so, unplayable recently. I know a lot of people have been, like, sharing my exact experience that they don't want to play in-game, even though it was, like, their top played for, like, few months already, but all games gotta die eventually, and this one is a special case. I got a pretty long script for this video. I don't know how long this video is gonna be. Hopefully, over the 8-minute mark. Okay, so I basically, let me see how many reasons I have. I have 1, 2, 3 or 4 reasons. Well, just like main categories on why a game is just becoming stale and unplayable. I'm gonna start off with it's repetitive. It has really bad replayability. Bad replayability means it's still playability, it's just not replayability. Get it, guys? I'm gonna put up my win flex. How about that? Okay. The games aren't really boring in themselves. It's just when you queue up into a match, you're gonna be getting into something. You're gonna be playing for like an hour, and you know exactly what games are gonna happen. You know exactly like what's gonna happen. Like, especially if you're at the level that I am with 130 wins. Like, it gets really repetitive. Basically, I don't know how there's no real synonym for that. It's just the game doesn't have that much variety in things you can do. And I have like 130 wins, and I genuinely, like, I have to put effort into playing the game. Like, I can play the game for like I can play the game once, die. It's not that I'm mad or anything, it's just I don't want to play the game for like a week after. It's just I don't want to, it's just bad replayability. There's not much to explain, there's not much variety that you could do. Obviously there is variety if you're like playing for the first time, like, wow, this shit is amazing. But all of us have played for the first time, and obviously it's not our first time anymore, so bad replayability. That's point number 1. Point number 2, kind of wrote it weirdly. Okay. The base is like kind of cracking, and what I mean by the base is, like, obviously you probably know, a lot of kids don't know, but in-game is based off of Squid Game. Yep. And Squid Game is over, as you all also probably know. Squid Game Season 3 came out earlier this year, and that's the end for the franchise / fan base. Like, there's no more content that's coming. Obviously, in-game hasn't like completely adapted to Squid Game. Like, there's still games like, what's it called, Six-Legged Pentathlon and Marbles. But let's be honest, who wants to play marbles, bro? Like, if they add that game, it's better be boring as shit. I promise you. Yeah, other than adding like Six-Legged Pentathlon and Marbles, there isn't too much room to expand, other than adding like new powers and expansions to already existing games. My other point was that this game was kind of made for, like, I don't know if I'm using this term correctly, like a snowball effect? I don't know. It's made as like a hit game, because the creators knew that the release of Season 3 of Squid Game would boost their game a lot, because this game basically came out at the same time as Season 3 of Squid Game, so they knew that Squid Game is getting a season after like a year or something, is also going to get a lot of popularity from players wanting to like play a game on Roblox based off of Squid Game, obviously. Basically, the developers hopping on the hype train, and I'm sure they made a lot of money off of it, but them making money off of it is not equal to our enjoyment, so obviously, yeah, there's not much to expand into. And also, what I just thought of right now is Squid Game in the show, it's supposed to be a one-time lifetime experience. Obviously, Ji-hoon came for the second time. Players, like, in-game play over and over, and that's not what Squid Game, like, as a show was designed for. So it's obviously gonna get boring, because Squid Game is supposed to be something about survivability, like dependability, desperation. Like, it's you struggling to survive, and since you can just play as many matches as you want, it's not that much stakes, Basically, it kind of throws off players that wanted to feel that desperation of Squid Game. But in-game doesn't really encapsulate Squid Game's feel as good as you guys think. It's more of like, an anime game more than a game about a show. Like, in-game is closer to like I don't know, like strongest battlegrounds than Squid Game, which is kind of crazy to say, but you know, as they add more mythic powers that can like one-shot people, it's kind of getting true. You know, like it's kind of like I have a smoke bomb. I remember when the game came out, like so many people were saying like, bro, Gihu never did this. Like I remember when the game only had a medic, which already was kind of a stretch because I don't remember anyone pulling out a bandage in Squid Game. And Trickster was like realistic. Other than the banana peel, well, the banana peel is more realistic than freaking, I don't know, Quicksilver, vampire teleporting, time stop, reality jumper, bro. You see these mythics? That's why it kind of just throws off the feel for new players. Like they go into a game and if they die by lightning god, they're obviously gonna go into people's comment section and say like, you never did this. I hate in game because I died to lightning god. Obviously, players that play longer than, you know, the first game are gonna understand that lightning god isn't too OP. But I understand that new players that just join the game to like have a feel for Squid Game and have fun, a game about a show that they like, and then they die to someone like pulling out like a multi-dimensional hammer and then squashing them to death, which never happened in the show. It really just throws people off, you know. That's just kind of how it works. My next point is inconsistency in players' wants. Oh yeah, this is basically what I just talked about, but people really don't like that the powers are unrealistic. I remember I went into the in-game Discord only like when the game was on release, and I saw that the game was getting a lot of hate for like Phantom Step and Lightning God. Those were the only like really rare abilities at the time, and they were obviously unrealistic because people don't, you know, teleport and people don't get struck by lightning and heal, obviously, especially in Squid Game. And I went to the in-game Discord server and I said, you literally can keep all the powers, and you still with all of these like abilities that we have now, you can make them realistic to make your fan base like happier. I proposed basically Lightning God becomes like the vengeful power or whatever, like you like, I don't know, like get up from death or something. It doesn't have to be lightning, man. And I think like they also spend so much more money on VFX for Lightning God and all these other power, like just make it realistic. I mean, obviously people don't gain health, but you know, the lightning VFX make it so much more unrealistic, and Phantom Dash, just make it like, I don't know, Sprinter or something, or make Quicksilver a sprinter. It doesn't have to be fucking Flash. You don't have to have lightning coming out of your eyes. I don't really know how to fix Weapon Smuggler. Black Flash can just be like a boxer. Baseball Star, you could kind of keep Baseball Star, it's alright. Player 120 is perfect, it's realistic. Player 100, realistic. Robot, nope. Coin Flip, realistic enough. But like powers like Quicksilver, Vampire, Teleporting Gambit, Time Stop, it's just, what? Like Bulldozer compared to freaking Lightning God. It's just make things more realistic. I mean, obviously they're not going to do that because they already made the mythics, and they're obviously not going to listen to the hate comments. But sometimes, very rarely, the hate comments are actually trying to help you. If you really brainstorm, you can make it realistic. They didn't have to make it all, you know, like anime based. What else do I have? Oh yeah, I think I said this before, but yeah, new players just want to join to feel that survivability and desperation of like actually playing Squid Game, and they kind of get ruined by the fact that there's mythics like Quicksilver, Teleporting Gambit, Time Stop, and it's just not realistic. And a lot of players come to play because they want to play realistic. See, like Shrimp Game, obviously it's not as popular as Ink Game, but it just felt so much better playing it because of because it was realistic. Like there wasn't any powers. There was like I think the most you could do was like be the front man or something, and that's was in the show. You don't have to add Dr. Reality Jumper and Quicksilver to make it like replayable and fun. Like it doesn't have to be unrealistic. My final paragraph is like small details, like kind of like updates being delayed and like updates being lacking in content. Like the update we got recently, literally like the best part of it was the pity that we got. That is kind of crazy because we needed to have 200 to get a mythic. And also big problems were the exploiters that were just like killing everybody in red light green light. That was a problem for very long. I know they were trying to fix it, but you know, like don't expect players to just stay just because, you know, you said you're fixing it. You actually have to give results for people to, you know, stay in your game. Yeah, the update was delayed for like a month once. Like it was pretty terrible. They said updates are gonna be weekly. Obviously never stood. updates are never weekly. I don't think they've ever been weekly. And also, the game is also widely, you know, I'm literally in like the menu and there's like 10 Game Pass thingies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All of these, so like 13. Guard powers, obviously another 2. There's so many game passes you can buy. It's just crazy. Oh, and I didn't even go to like the main part. Wait, yeah, all of these are all game passes that you can get. Like, no wonder people think the game is pay to win. It's not completely pay to win. It's not like Clash Royale. I don't know why Clash Royale is catching strays right now, but it's not as pay to win as Clash Royale. But you know, it definitely, like, the skills you would develop over like 2 weeks of play, you can get that skill in like, you know, 10 seconds by just spending money, and that's what a lot of players obviously opt to do. So all of these problems weren't really apparent when the game released. Like, obviously you don't know the replayability until you replayed it many times, and on release it was very fun even though it was lacking in content. And that's the thing, this game was, you know, made to be fun for a while. It's not a game that you can infinitely play over and over. Like Strongest Battlegrounds, it's kind of a game that you can play over and over. It's definitely longer than in-game. Like, Battlegrounds games have more replayability than in-game because it has more content. Not that it has more content, it just has more variations of content. Like, you could do more, you just have more freedom to do whatever you want in Battlegrounds games than in-game. Like, in-game you go through the same games, you win, you die, you lose, you win. Like, it's, yeah, so all these problems weren't really apparent on release. So, you know, now that the game's been out for a few months, we're kind of seeing like the downfall, if you know what I mean. It's a sad day for us guys. In-game is dying. Most likely never gonna come up back again. The peak concurrent players were like 800,000, I think. The game has like 2 billion visits, and now the concurrent players are like less than 100,000. So sad time for us all. I'm happy how much content I've made, how many friends I've made, how much money I've made off of in-game, and you know, playing in-game was very fun up until now. It is very hard for me to play in-game now. That's why I'm not gonna say that I'll never make in-game content again, but most likely I'm gonna be moving on to different games, you know, like that actually have a replayability, like JGS, you know, Battlegrounds games. And obviously my channel, I want my channel to grow. I don't care how, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna get a lot of views playing new games. I didn't get a lot of views when I started playing in-game, but you know, you just kind of have to work towards that. I'm willing to take the hit to my channel if I'm switching games, just because in-game is not the game that it used to be. I'm happy that all the memories they gave me playing for the first time. You guys know that the first game I ever played of in-game, I won, and then I got an epic first roll, which was crazy. I was like bored to play in-game, but now, you know, it's kind of over. I'm happy while it lasted, but you know, things don't last forever, especially in game. No matter how many updates they do, it's never gonna reach that peak concurrent players like it did before. Yeah. So thank you guys so much for watching. That's my little rundown of why in-game is dying/dead. Thank you for watching. I think I said that already. Subscribe, like the video, comment your thoughts about this. I don't know if this video is gonna get a lot of views. You know, I hope it does, obviously, but I'm willing to do anything. I just, you know, in-game isn't a game that I want to play anymore. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and see you in my next non-in-game related video. Goodbye.